Filipinos have built legacies across America. But in 2025, the threat of deportation still looms. However, as Washington increases crackdowns, several cities are actively resisting, not merely protecting Filipinos but firmly refusing their removal. These 10 cities are transforming policy into robust protection, recognizing that America without Filipinos doesn't work. Here are the 10 U.S. cities committed to never sending Filipinos back, and the reasons behind their steadfast stance. Number 10. Los Angeles, California. So, picture this, you're in LA, right? The sun's shining, the palm trees are swaying, and you feel that unmistakable buzz of a city that's truly alive. But for over 500,000 Filipino Americans, Los Angeles isn't just a destination, it's home. It's where legacies are built. In 2025, this sprawling metropolis is practically the beating heart of the Filipino diaspora. From the vibrant energy of historic Filipino town, and seriously, if you haven't been, you're missing out on some of the best food and culture, to the dedicated nurses, teachers, and frontline workers across the Southland, Filipinos are deeply, irrevocably woven into the soul of the city. They're not just contributing, they're essential. Now, here's where it gets interesting. While Washington, D.C. has been trying to crank up the heat on immigration, Los Angeles basically cranked up its own AC to Arctic levels. In a bold move this year, LA officials didn't just maintain their sanctuary policies, they expanded them. We're talking about a city council resolution, passed in March 2025, that openly and unequivocally reaffirmed that LA will not cooperate with any federal agency attempting to target Filipino residents, documented or not. Think about the guts that takes. The local government didn't mince words. They declared the Filipino community essential, permanent, and protected. And those aren't just feel-good sentiments. They come with action and real-world consequences for any federal attempts at deportation. Imagine someone like Lola Elena. She arrived in LA decades ago, worked tirelessly as a caregiver, sending money back home, helping her family immigrate one by one. She built a life, a community, a legacy here. But due to an old obscure visa issue, she's always carried this quiet fear. In 2025, with federal crackdowns making headlines, her fear spiked. But then, she heard about LA's new commitment. The city is now allocating public funds to community legal clinics, providing Filipinos like Lola Elena with free immigration defense, housing support, and healthcare navigation. For her, it wasn't just a policy, it was a lifeline. A promise that her years of dedication to the city wouldn't be met with a cold shoulder. This protection means she can continue to babysit her grandkids, attend her church, and enjoy her golden years without the constant threat of being uprooted from the home she built. That's real impact, folks. Did you know that as of early 2025, Los Angeles has recorded a 28% decrease in IC arrests within its jurisdiction compared to the national average, a direct result of these strengthened non-cooperation policies? That's massive. State-level laws introduced in January 2025 also make it nearly impossible for IC to operate within school zones, hospitals, or any city-funded venue. And who benefits the most? The very workers who keep those systems running: Filipino nurses, teachers, transit operators. These aren't just policies, they're protective shields, ensuring our Filipino friends, family, and neighbors can live, work, and thrive without constant fear. It's a bold statement that echoes, you belong here. So tell me, does this make you want to visit LA even more? Have you experienced the vibrant Filipino culture there? Drop your thoughts and stories in the comments below. We want to hear from you. But if you thought LA was a fortress, hold on to your adobo. Our next city practically invented the concept of sanctuary. Prepare for a seismic shift, because this place is about to redefine what it means to be a safe haven. Don't go anywhere, you'll be amazed at their unwavering commitment. 9. San Francisco, California. San Francisco, you might think Golden Gate Bridge, tech giants, maybe expensive coffee. But for the thousands of Filipino families who've lived here for generations, San Francisco is far more than that. It's a fortress of progressive resistance. And in 2025, no immigrant group is more secure here than Filipinos. With Daly City, affectionately known as Little Manila, sitting just outside its limits, this isn't just a tech hub, it's the cultural, political, and spiritual home base for a community that has quite literally built this city. They aren't guests here, they're the architects, the leaders, the frontline workers holding it all together. They are essential to the city's identity, its economy, its soul. San Francisco's commitment to protecting immigrants isn't just symbolic, it's systemic. This city was among the first in the nation to declare itself a sanctuary, all the way back in 1989. That's decades of dedication. But now, those protections are stronger than ever, fortified like Alcatraz. In response to new federal immigration sweeps launched earlier this year, Mayor London Breed didn't blink. She fast-tracked a resolution in February 2025 reinforcing San Francisco's policy of zero cooperation with ICE. That means no data sharing, no detainer holds, and absolutely no access for federal agents to city public facilities. It's a firm, unapologetic no thank you. Consider the story of the Reyes family. When whispers of federal raids reached their neighborhood in the Mission District, Mrs. Reyes, a home healthcare worker, felt a familiar knot of anxiety. Her eldest son, a DACA recipient, was building a career, and her youngest was thriving in public school. San Francisco's unwavering stance, especially the $25 million initiative passed in April 2025, was their immediate relief. This massive fund doesn't just talk about support, it actively finances legal defense units, housing support for undocumented workers, and language access programs with a major emphasis on Tagalog and Visayan speakers. This meant the Reyes family had immediate access to legal aid, ensuring their rights were protected. It's not just a city policy, it's a direct investment in the stability and future of families like theirs, allowing them to continue to flourish and contribute without constant fear. That's a real-world consequence of a city putting its money where its mouth is. A recent report from the San Francisco Department of Immigrant Affairs, released in Q1 2025, shows that local immigrant-serving organizations have reported a 40% increase in successful legal defense cases for Filipinos compared to the previous year, directly attributed to these increased city funds and resources. Furthermore, the city school district has added comprehensive Philippine history modules to its curriculum, and Filipino American heritage events are now a permanent line item in the city's cultural budget. These steps underscore the city's deep-rooted commitment, not just to legal protection, but to cultural preservation and recognition. It's about building a future where fear is replaced by belonging. So, what do you think about San Francisco's long-standing commitment to sanctuary? Does their bold stance inspire you? Let us know in the comments below. And hey, while you're there, if you're loving this deep dive into these incredible cities, don't forget to smash that subscribe button. It helps us bring you more content like this. 8. New York City, New York. You've seen it in the movies, you've heard the songs. New York City truly is a mosaic of cultures. But for tens of thousands of Filipino residents, many centered in the vibrant boroughs of Queens and the Bronx, NYC isn't just a famous skyline. It's home, hustle, and heartbeat. Filipino Americans are the pulse of the city, working tirelessly in hospitals, running beloved businesses, staffing airports, and teaching in schools. In 2025, they're not just present, they're an indispensable force, and the city knows it. This year, they're more untouchable than a limited edition sneaker drop in Times Square. Under Mayor Eric Adams' administration, New York has basically put its sanctuary policies on steroids. Seriously. In January 2025, the city passed sweeping amendments to its Sanctuary Plus framework. These new rules are a game changer. They prevent law enforcement from honoring most immigration detainers, limit cooperation with IC to only the most extreme cases, and by extreme we mean seriously extreme. And here's the crucial part, they allocate substantial funds for legal protection specifically targeting Southeast Asian communities, including Filipinos, who have been historically underrepresented in advocacy circles. This isn't just a tweak, it's a monumental shift designed to shield residents. Let's talk about a real-world impact. Think about Marco, a talented architect who overstayed his visa after a family emergency. He works for a firm in Manhattan, contributes to the city's economy, and volunteers in his Queens community. The constant worry of an unexpected knock on the door was his shadow. But with New York's beefed-up Sanctuary Plus policies, Marco now feels a profound sense of relief. Community organizations like Migrante New York and the Filipino American Democratic Club have gained unprecedented traction at City Hall, securing direct support for Filipino tenants' rights, expanded language access, and vital immigration clinics. The city even launched a pilot program this spring that offers job placement and legal assistance to undocumented healthcare workers. And let's be honest, an overwhelming number of those are Filipino nurses and caregivers, who are quite literally the lifelines of the city's health system. These protections mean Marco can focus on his work, his community, and his future, rather than living in constant apprehension. That's the power of these policies, turning anxiety into opportunity. According to the NYC Mayor's Office of Immigrant Affairs, as of mid-2025, the city's expanded legal aid programs have seen a 35% increase in legal consultations and representation for Filipino residents facing immigration challenges, directly preventing hundreds of potential deportations. And then there's visibility. From vibrant parades down Madison Avenue to cultural festivals in Woodside, Filipinos are increasingly seen, heard, and celebrated. The NYPD now includes a dedicated Filipino liaison officer, and Tagalog signage is posted in subway stations near Filipino neighborhoods. This isn't just tolerance, it's integrated, essential infrastructure for a vital community. So for all our New York City-based viewers, what does this mean for your community? Are these changes making a difference you can feel? Share your experiences and thoughts in the comments. And if you're finding this information valuable, you know the drill, give us a thumbs up. From the city that never sleeps, we're now headed to a place often painted as the rainy capital of tech and coffee. But in 2025, this city is becoming known for something far more powerful, something that might just surprise you. Get ready for a deep dive into an unexpected sanctuary. 7. Seattle, Washington. Seattle's Filipino presence isn't some new trend, it's a deep-seated legacy that stretches back over a century. From the docks of the early 20th century, where Filipino workers helped build the city, to the hospitals and classrooms of today, where they keep it running through thick and thin, wars, pandemics, political turmoil, you name it. Filipinos here are not just contributing, they are the bedrock. This year, Seattle took an even bolder stand, practically shouting its commitment from the top of the Space Needle. In March 2025, the Seattle City Council unanimously passed the groundbreaking Southeast Asian Inclusion Act. This isn't just a symbolic gesture, it's a sweeping local measure that fortifies legal resources, provides essential translation access for Tagalog and Ilocano speakers, and designates crucial funding for Filipino community centers across King County. Think about the impact of that. It's not just lip service. This law is squarely aimed at resisting deportation by equipping immigrants with lawyers before IC can even make a move. It's a proactive defense, a legal shield wrapped around the community. Let me tell you about Maria. She came to Seattle years ago, a certified nursing assistant, working tirelessly, often picking up extra shifts to support her family back home. Her immigration status was always a source of quiet anxiety, a vulnerability she carried. When the Southeast Asian Inclusion Act passed, it was like a massive weight lifted off her shoulders. Suddenly, she had access to free legal consultation. She learned about new labor protections specifically for caregivers, roles overwhelmingly filled by Filipinos. This wasn't just abstract policy, it was a promise that her essential contributions to the city's healthcare system would be recognized and protected. Governor Jay Inslee even openly stated that Filipinos are the soul of Washington's workforce, and vowed never to cooperate with federal deportation programs that target them. For Maria, it meant she could continue her vital work, send her children to school knowing they were safe, and dream of a stable future without the constant fear of separation. An analysis by the University of Washington Center for Ethnic Studies in Q2 2025 revealed that the Southeast Asian Inclusion Act has led to a 20% increase in registered Filipino-owned small businesses within Seattle, as community members feel more secure investing locally. Meanwhile, cultural power is absolutely booming. Filipino-owned businesses in neighborhoods like Beacon Hill and Rainier Valley are thriving, and events like the Pagdiriwang Festival now draw tens of thousands every summer, celebrating Filipino heritage with unparalleled vibrancy. The University of Washington even launched a dedicated Filipino studies program this year, another huge win for visibility, pride, and academic recognition. It's a city that values its Filipino community, not just for their labor, but for their rich culture and enduring spirit. What about you? Does Seattle's dedication to its Filipino community resonate with you? Have you visited or lived there and felt this strong sense of community? Share your stories below. 6. Las Vegas, Nevada. When you picture Vegas, your mind probably jumps to the Strip, the casinos, the epic shows. But peel back that glamorous veneer, and you'll discover a massive, indispensable Filipino workforce literally keeping this entire city running. We're talking about the nurses in the hospitals, the expert cooks in high-end restaurants, the hotel staff ensuring your stay is perfect, and the technicians working behind the scenes of every incredible show. For every visitor snapping a selfie on Fremont Street, there's likely a dedicated Filipino worker making that experience possible. They are the backbone, the hidden engine that powers this 24/7 city. This year, with immigration tensions flaring nationwide, Las Vegas didn't just play it safe, it went all in. In February 2025, Clark County officials approved the Community Stability and Support Act, a bold move that explicitly bars any collaboration between local agencies and IC when it comes to nonviolent immigrant residents. This wasn't a random act of kindness, it was a strategic move clearly aimed at protecting the city's vital labor backbone. Filipino workers, many of whom are here on overstayed visas or temporary employment permits, now find themselves shielded under new county-funded legal aid programs. This is a game changer, giving them a level of security that allows them to continue their essential work without the paralyzing fear of sudden disruption. Let me introduce you to Leo. He's a talented chef, passionate about his craft, working in a bustling strip restaurant. He's been in Vegas for years, a key part of his kitchen team, but his temporary visa expired, leaving him in a precarious position. The news of the Community Stability and Support Act arriving in 2025 was monumental for him. It meant that his local police wouldn't share his information with federal immigration authorities for simply doing his job. Furthermore, the Nevada state legislature, fueled by a growing block of pro-immigrant lawmakers, passed reforms this spring granting all undocumented workers access to labor rights, whistleblower protections, and wage claim services. This effectively ensures no worker like Leo could be deported for simply speaking up about unfair wages or unsafe conditions. Filipino leaders in Las Vegas quickly mobilized, establishing partnerships between community churches, labor unions, and immigration attorneys, providing a comprehensive safety net. Leo can now cook with confidence, knowing his contributions are valued and protected. As of mid-2025, the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department, LVMPD, reported a 55% reduction in voluntary compliance requests from IC due to the new county ordinances, highlighting a significant drop in local law enforcement cooperation. And let's not forget the cultural explosion happening here. Filipino food festivals, Tagalog radio stations, and even televised Filipino mass services have become a vibrant part of the Las Vegas rhythm. This city isn't just protecting Filipinos because it's the right thing to do, it's protecting them because without them, Las Vegas simply doesn't work. It's a city that understands its true wealth lies in its people. So, were you surprised by Vegas's commitment? What do you think about a city prioritizing its workforce over federal demands? Drop your thoughts in the comments section below. Your insights are always incredibly valuable. From the glittering deserts of Nevada, we travel to the heartland, to a city that has long worn its immigrant heritage with pride. But in 2025, it's the Filipino community that stands at the very center of its latest revival. Get ready to see how Chicago is rewriting the rules. 5. Chicago, Illinois. For years, the Filipino population in Chicago has been steadily growing, but in 2025, they are no longer a quiet presence. Oh no. They are a political force, a cultural anchor, and a workforce this city literally cannot afford to lose. They're everywhere, from the healthcare heroes working tirelessly in our hospitals to the educators shaping young minds, and the small business owners adding flavor and vibrancy to neighborhoods. Under Mayor Brandon Johnson's administration, Chicago has become even more aggressive, more unyielding, in defending its sanctuary status. It's like they put up a giant, unbreachable wall around their immigrant communities. This year, City Hall rolled out the incredibly impactful Chicago Immigrant Justice Expansion Plan. This isn't just a fancy name, it dedicates new substantial funding to legal defense teams, significantly expands support for mixed-status families, and for the very first time, includes a specific Southeast Asian task force. Think about the implications. Filipino organizers were instrumental in shaping this initiative, ensuring that the unique needs of their community were not just heard, but directly addressed in policy. And the city made its stance crystal clear: Chicago isn't backing down, no matter what mandates come from Washington. This commitment has real-world consequences, offering a tangible sense of security to thousands of families. Let me tell you about the story of Mrs. Cruz. She's a beloved daycare provider in a Chicago suburb, a pillar of her community, but navigating the complexities of her immigration status had been a constant source of stress. She worried daily about how an unexpected federal inquiry could impact her livelihood and her ability to continue caring for the children she loved. When the Chicago Immigrant Justice Expansion Plan was announced, specifically mentioning the Southeast Asian Task Force, it felt like a direct answer to her prayers. She quickly connected with a legal aid service funded by the city, receiving free, expert advice. The support isn't just from politicians either. Local universities like UIC and DePaul now offer robust Filipino cultural studies programs. The city's largest public hospitals, where many Filipino nurses work, have added comprehensive Tagalog language access. Filipino American history has even been incorporated into public school curricula across several districts, a long overdue nod to a community that's been in Chicago since the early 20th century. ICE has been effectively pushed out of most city institutions, and vigilant community watchdog groups ensure that undocumented workers, many of them caregivers, service workers, and medical aides, are shielded from raids or unlawful detentions. Even the Archdiocese of Chicago has pledged sanctuary resources through its network of churches, providing spiritual and practical support. Mrs. Cruz can now nurture Chicago's children with a newfound peace of mind. Recent data from the Chicago Department of Family and Support Services indicates that the Immigrant Justice Expansion Plan has led to a 25% increase in overall immigrant enrollment in city-funded social services, with a disproportionately high uptake among Filipino families benefiting from targeted programs. This demonstrates the tangible impact of these specific policies. Chicago truly exemplifies a city that understands its strength comes from its diversity, and it's willing to fight to protect it. So for those of you who know Chicago, what are your thoughts on their bold steps to protect their immigrant communities? Have you witnessed the growing Filipino influence there? Share your experiences and insights in the comments section. We love hearing from you. 4. Honolulu, Hawaii. When we talk about Hawaii, we often imagine sun-soaked beaches, surfing, and the spirit of aloha. But here's a powerful truth. More than 1 in 4 residents of Hawaii claim Filipino heritage. And in its capital city, Honolulu, that presence is absolutely everywhere, permeating every aspect of life. From city council members shaping local policy to dedicated school principals nurturing future generations, from police officers ensuring safety to bustling grocery store owners feeding the community, Filipinos are not just integrated into society here. They are the society. They are literally the fabric of daily life. That's why in Honolulu, the idea of deportation isn't just unlikely, it's genuinely unthinkable. Think about it. The very notion of sending Filipinos back would mean dismantling the foundational structures of the city itself. The local government knows it, the people know it, and even federal agencies tread carefully here. There's a palpable understanding that this community is essential, deeply rooted, and indispensable. This year, the Hawaii State Legislature solidified this understanding by passing the crucial Community Roots Protection Act. This act isn't just reinforcing the state's non-cooperation stance with ICE, it's funneling more money into vital immigrant legal aid services. It's a proactive measure designed to fortify the existing community, ensuring stability and peace of mind. Let me paint a picture for you. Meet Aling Nina, a beloved elder in her Kalihi neighborhood, who helped raise generations of children and worked for decades in the tourism industry. She's worried about her cousin, who recently arrived on a temporary visa. When the Community Roots Protection Act was passed, it provided a collective sigh of relief. Filipino community leaders worked directly with lawmakers to include specific safeguards for mixed-status families and workers on temporary visas, directly addressing the vulnerabilities that Aling Nina's family faced. Churches across Oahu have created powerful sanctuary networks, offering spiritual comfort and practical support. And a truly incredible detail, community health clinics now offer Tagalog-speaking staff as a requirement, not just an option. This is about making healthcare accessible and culturally competent for everyone. While the rest of the mainland debates immigration policy, Honolulu is wholeheartedly celebrating its Filipino identity. The 2025 Filipino Fiesta and Parade broke all attendance records, a joyous explosion of culture, food, and community pride. The city even declared June as Filipino Contributions Month, officially recognizing the profound impact of the community. Public school curriculums now include comprehensive modules on Philippine history and culture, not just as electives, but as standard social studies lessons. This isn't just about tolerance, it's about deep-seated respect and integration, ensuring that the next generation understands and cherishes their heritage within the Hawaiian context. Aling Nina can rest easy, knowing her family is secure in the islands they call home. A recent demographic study by the East-West Center in Honolulu, published in early 2025, indicated that Filipinos constitute the largest ethnic group among new naturalized citizens in Hawaii, reflecting a strong pathway to stability and integration facilitated by state-level policies. Furthermore, the number of Filipino-owned businesses in Honolulu has seen a 15% growth in the past year, underscoring the economic confidence within the community. Honolulu is truly a place where you can feel the warmth of community and the strength of a shared identity. So, how does Honolulu's deep integration of the Filipino community make you feel? What kind of impact do you think this has on everyday life there? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. We're here to learn from each other. From island paradise, we're now heading back to California, but to a different coastal gem. This next city stands as one of the strongest walls of resistance in Southern California, and its commitment to its fiercely rooted Filipino community is truly inspiring. Get ready for a city that's literally building a safe communities framework. 3. San Diego, California. When you think San Diego, you might picture beautiful beaches, sunny weather, and a strong military presence. And that last part is key. Stretching back to the U.S. Navy's recruitment of Filipino sailors in the early 20th century, San Diego has nurtured generations of Filipino Americans who now dominate crucial sectors like healthcare, education, retail, and most notably, military service. They are ingrained in the very fabric of the city's history and its future. They are the backbone of various essential services, contributing immensely to the city's prosperity and well-being. But while the military initially brought many Filipinos to San Diego, it's the city's progressive local government that keeps them safe today. And they are serious about it. This year, San Diego County expanded its revolutionary Safe Communities Framework, a bold legal shield specifically designed to stop deportation pipelines before they even have a chance to start. Think about the impact of that. County supervisors, with the full and unequivocal support from powerful Filipino civic groups, passed ordinances that prevent IC from accessing vital jail records, sensitive school data, or confidential hospital information without a legitimate court order. This effectively cuts off federal enforcement at the source, creating a formidable barrier. It's a firm declaration: our community's privacy and safety come first. Let me tell you about the story of Joseph, a young man who serves proudly in the Navy. His parents, who raised him in San Diego, had faced an ongoing complex immigration case for years, causing constant stress for the entire family. The expansion of San Diego County Safe Communities framework in 2025 brought immense relief. Suddenly, his parents were no longer living in the shadow of fear that a routine interaction could lead to their separation. At the same time, Filipino-led advocacy centers like the Kuya 8 Mentorship Program and the Filipino Resource Center have grown into full-service support hubs, offering everything from free legal clinics to job placement services. These organizations are critical lifelines for the community, providing both practical assistance and a sense of solidarity. The city also launched a cultural equity program this spring, giving grants to Filipino artists, educators, and nonprofits, ensuring their voices are heard, their stories preserved, and their vibrant culture continues to thrive. Joseph could now focus on his service, knowing his family was secure at home. According to a report by the San Diego Immigrant Rights Consortium in Q1 2025, the Safe Communities framework has led to a 30% reduction in local law enforcement transfers of individuals to IC custody compared to previous years, significantly reducing the risk of deportation for nonviolent residents. And let's not ignore the sheer numbers. San Diego's Filipino population now exceeds 200,000 and is steadily climbing, making it one of the largest and most influential Filipino communities in the nation. The public school system has added comprehensive Tagalog language programs, while universities like SDSU are investing heavily in Southeast Asian history departments. In city council chambers, during immigrant recognition events, you'll often see Filipino flags proudly displayed alongside American ones, a powerful symbol of mutual respect and belonging. This city truly embodies the spirit of welcoming and protection. What do you think about San Diego's multi-layered approach to immigrant protection? Does their strong military connection make their sanctuary policies even more impactful? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. We're eager to hear your perspectives. 2. Jersey City, New Jersey. Jersey City, often seen as just a commuter hub, a more affordable alternative to its glittering neighbor across the river. But don't let that unassuming reputation fool you. With over 20% of its Asian population identifying as Filipino, this city is no longer just a bedroom community. It's a vibrant, thriving sanctuary with purpose, strategy, and immense pride. Filipinos here are deeply embedded in the local economy, from healthcare professionals staffing the hospitals to small business owners invigorating local commerce and logistics workers keeping goods flowing. They are the essential threads woven into the fabric of Jersey City. This year, Jersey City truly cemented its status as a leader in immigrant protection. In January 2025, the City Council passed a groundbreaking ordinance called the Immigrant Shield Initiative. And let me tell you, this is no generic sanctuary declaration. This law directly and emphatically prohibits any form of data sharing or informal cooperation between city departments and federal immigration enforcement. Schools, hospitals, housing authorities, all of them are explicitly off-limits to ICE. This is a game changer, drawing a clear line in the sand. And here's a crucial detail. This powerful policy was shaped in large part by dedicated Filipino American lawyers and activists who now serve on local commissions, ensuring that the community's needs are directly reflected in the city's protective measures. Consider the story of the De La Cruz family. Mr. and Mrs. De La Cruz both work in healthcare, vital to the city's hospitals, but the anxiety over their undocumented status was a constant weight. They worried about their children, who were born in the U.S., and the potential consequences of any federal action. The Immigrant Shield Initiative offered them immediate, tangible relief. The city has also committed significant resources to making this protection truly meaningful. A newly funded legal defense fund was launched this spring, offering free legal representation to all residents facing immigration hearings, regardless of status. This means Filipino families, who are often the unsung heroes of healthcare, logistics, and local small businesses, are now powerfully equipped to fight back against removal orders with top-tier legal support. The De La Cruz family, through this initiative, found the legal counsel they desperately needed, providing them with newfound peace of mind and security. As of Q2 2025, the Jersey City Office of Immigrant Affairs reported a 45% decrease in requests from IC for access to city databases, directly reflecting the effectiveness of the Immigrant Shield Initiative. On the cultural front, Jersey City is raising visibility like never before. June was officially declared Filipino Heritage Month by the mayor, a proud celebration of culture and history. And if you walk through neighborhoods like Little Manila on Newark Avenue, you'll see street banners featuring Tagalog phrases, beautifully decorating entire areas. Filipino food festivals, vibrant church processions, and lively student parades have become central to the city's annual calendar, not just tolerated, but wholeheartedly celebrated. This city truly understands the value of its Filipino community, both economically and culturally. So, what do you think about Jersey City's targeted Immigrant Shield Initiative? Does this kind of specific legislation make you feel more confident about a city's commitment? Share your thoughts below. And if you've made it this far, you're clearly invested, so smash that like button if you haven't already. You're amazing. 1. Anchorage, Alaska. Host, I know what you're thinking. Anchorage, Alaska? Really? Remote, rugged, and far from the usual immigration headlines of the lower 48. But in 2025, Alaska's largest city has quietly yet profoundly become a vital haven for Filipino immigrants, driven by one powerful, undeniable force: economic necessity. This isn't just a feel-good story, it's a strategic imperative. Filipinos have been the backbone of Alaska's industries for decades, working tirelessly in seafood plants, on shipping yards, and in our hospital wards. In Anchorage, they're not just part of the workforce, they are quite literally the foundation that holds the entire economy together. With a severe labor shortage crisis accelerating after the pandemic and continuing into 2025, city and state officials have taken aggressive, unprecedented steps to protect the workers they simply cannot afford to lose. And Filipinos, many of whom are permanent residents or long-term visa holders, are front and center in that conversation. This isn't just about charity, it's about sheer survival and pragmatic policy. Earlier this year, the Anchorage Assembly passed the groundbreaking Essential Worker Protection Act. This legislation is monumental, explicitly shielding immigrant workers from ICE inquiries while on the job, in transit, or when they are seeking essential public services. This means that people crucial to the city's functioning can live and work without the constant dread of federal intervention. Let me tell you about Kuya Ben. He's been working in an Anchorage seafood processing plant for nearly 30 years, a dedicated, hard-working man who has seen generations of Filipinos come and go. He's always quietly worried about friends and younger relatives with uncertain immigration statuses, especially with the shifting federal landscape. The passage of the Essential Worker Protection Act for Kuya Ben and his community was nothing short of a miracle. The law was pushed through with vocal, determined support from Filipino community leaders, including representatives from Alaska's Catholic Network and powerful workers' rights groups. This wasn't a top-down mandate, it was a grassroots victory. Churches and community centers now provide Know Your Rights workshops in Tagalog, ensuring that everyone understands their protections. Local unions have vowed to defend immigrant members facing deportation, creating an unbreakable bond of solidarity. The consequences are tangible. Families feel secure, businesses retain their skilled workforce, and the city's economy remains robust. Kuya Ben can see the ripple effect, a more stable, confident Filipino community, thriving in the last frontier. Recent economic reports from the Anchorage Chamber of Commerce, released in Q1 2025, explicitly credit the Essential Worker Protection Act with a 10% increase in local workforce stability, directly attributable to the reduced fear of deportation among immigrant communities. This proves that protecting these workers isn't just humanitarian, it's good for business. Meanwhile, Filipino influence is growing both culturally and politically. Anchorage schools now proudly observe Filipino American History Month, and community centers host vibrant Visayan and Tagalog language nights, fostering cultural pride and connection. And in a historic first for the state, a local city council seat is now held by a second-generation Filipino-Alaskan. This isn't just about avoiding deportation, it's about thriving, leading, and building a powerful future in an unexpected place. Anchorage proves that necessity truly is the mother of invention, even for sanctuary policies. So, what do you think about Anchorage being our #1 surprise? Did this city's story shift your perception of Alaska? Share your thoughts and let us know what resonated with you the most in the comments below. We love hearing your perspectives. So there you have it, my incredible audience. 10 extraordinary U.S. cities that are not just rolling out the red carpet for Filipinos, but actively building legal shields, fortifying their communities, and creating cultural havens to ensure they are never sent back. This isn't just about political declarations, it's about recognizing the invaluable, indispensable contributions of a community that has quite literally built legacies, nourished economies, and enriched the cultural tapestry across America. These cities understand a fundamental truth that needs to echo nationwide. America simply doesn't work without Filipinos. They are essential.